It's Sunday evening, been another cracking day here at the Bushcraft show. Weather's held again, so we had a very little bit of rain first thing this morning, nothing too bad. The weather's held throughout the day and it's another beautiful evening, blue sky, sun is out as you can see. So we're about to go and visit. There's a world record attempt happening tonight, and it's the largest number of hobo stoves lit and burning same time, same place. So hopefully they'll get the world record. So we're going to go up there just now and have a look at that, and we'll put it on video for you and let you have it.
Very much to everybody that's turned up. It's nice to see a good array of various types. And myself, because I do the bushcraft on a budget articles, these with the bean tins and the IKEA cutlery drainers. Awesome, well done guys.
I brought me Kelly kettle, I could have made it another one.
Or at least made a cup of tea.
Yeah, I thought that as well.
I've got hot water if you want, if you've got anything else.
No, I haven't got the bacon. He brought enough.
Here. Makes sense. Just pull your hand on. I just go to call for the emergency. Just stay here. It's not dangerous now. We have stopped it out. You can wait a few minutes, not a few days, few minutes, makes sense. And when is on the position, the gun could be damp. We must to protect him because he have lose, blood. You lose temperature.
We'll just drop it over there for a bit. I only arrived here about 24 hours ago, so my head's still spinning via Hong Kong and all the rest of it from Australia. So I'm still catching up with this. And the Colonel said to me, the brigadier that was running the interview at the time said to me, this is all very good for you to let us, want us to let you cut loose with a Land Rover and go around the countryside doing this, etc. But how would we ever know where you were? Because didn't have a radio or anything like that. I said, oh, I'll send you postcards. And with that he said, right, you've got it. Okay. And that's how I got the Defence Fellowship. At the end of the Defence Fellowship year, I was grabbed by a fellow called Mike Jeffries. He was a brigadier, and he was in charge of Directorate Special Action Forces. And we, as a directorate, he put me in his directorate. And we ran the SAS, the Commandos, and the Counter-Terrorist Strike Force at the time. He went on to become a general, and then went on to become Australian over at the Air Force in Townsville. And they asked the RAF people about, what do you do about bush food? And they said, well, from a RAF point of view, we're not interested in that because we reckon we'll rescue the downed pilot within 72 hours. So food is not important. It's escape and evasion and shelter and water. But there's a bloke over in Laverack Barracks, the Army Barracks. He's doing something on food in the bush, and that was me, of course. So they came over and saw what I was doing, and then they said, right, what are you doing now? And I said, oh, I'm about to go to Kimberley's and the catalogue that area there. And he said, they said, well, can we come along and film it? And I said, if you want to. So they came along, they filmed the stuff in the Kimberleys. And at the end they put together a 1-hour documentary, and they said to me, what are you going to call this? And I said, well, it's your film, you call it what you like. And they said, well, what do the Aboriginal people call you? And I said, well, probably a lot of things once I go. But it's either the Berry Man or the Bush Tucker Man. They said, oh, that'll do, Bush Tucker Man. So that's how it's got its name. Then they put the film together. They took it along to the Defence Department, and the Defence Department said, that's great. The ABC then had a look at it. They sold it to the ABC, that's our equivalent to your BBC. And the BBC, or the ABC and Defence got together and said, why don't we do a whole series with this bloke? And so I was just basically tapped on the shoulder and said, your job next year is to go and make a documentary series with the ABC. And we're going to lend our helicopters and a few things like that and take it from there. And that's how the whole thing happened. It was really quite an accident. It wasn't meant to happen, and it turned out to be quite good, really. And then, by then I'd been in the army for 20 odd years, and it was time to move on. So I retired from the army. I stayed active in the Army Reserve, which is, what do you call that here? Territorial, yeah. And that went on. We made a second series, then a third, and then I did a couple of 1-hour documentaries diving on the Pandora, the shipwreck in the Torres Strait, and another one diving on the Dutch ship of the Batavia off the West Australian coastline. After that, I started writing a few books. We did 8 in all, 4 for adults and 4 for children. The children's books were called The Living Desert, Rainforest, The Top End, and I think it was, what was the other one? Top End, Arnhem Land or something like that. I forget the exact title now. And we did 4 adult books, and the bestseller we did was a thing called Explore Wild Australia, and the field guide for bush tucker. Okay, now it's always good for me to tell you this, but then it's always good to get the feedback from you via questions, and I'm sure you've got stacks of them.